All right. Still trying to get set up because I thought for what I'm exactly doing, it's going to be very good if I have access to Auction House to look at prices. Great, I'm glad that I see I'm live, but like how the thing I scheduled isn't live. Like, seriously, what did YouTube do to their freaking streaming? It does. Every time it goes up, it has that stupid name. Let me fix this. Was it anyone? I didn't. What is it? Apparently, Brandon Sanderson, book author. He was trying to do a live, like, talk thing, and was supposed to do it on YouTube. Ended up doing it on Facebook because they couldn't get the streaming working. Why, YouTube? Why did you screw something up that was working perfectly fine? And you don't make it easy to give us feedback for you either. Let me go in and delete this. I see I got people waiting on that one. So that way they'll go out of there and hopefully find the real stream. Alright, this should be... delete this. Hi guys, I'm finding Bahamut nice. I'm actually enjoying it quite well. Good, so I know audio is working well. Let's see. We do not want to duplicate these displays, extend it. Identify. Really? No. Perfect. Alright, so I got chat up in front of me. I can then easily pull Auction House up over here. I'm gonna need it. Well, what do you miss about Bahamut? See, I find the people on Bahamut much more courteous. It is harder to find pickup groups, but like all the botting, just the constant spam and yells and chat, and it's like lack of content shouts, because Azura used to be much better. When I first moved there, I was actually happy with it. There was like constant content shouts, constant shouts for CP groups. Like, if you wanted to get in a CP group, just, you know, go stand in town for 5 minutes and you could get one. Now all you see is spam for, you know, RMT trying to, you know, make Gil for, you know, automating job points, and it's just, I didn't like it. I mean, again, it's better for groups. If you're trying to do pickup groups, I will say it's much better. But I mean, I've had no problem making pickup groups on here. Granted, I haven't really done pickup groups for anything outside of, I think I did one Sinister Reign and then done Ambuscade a bunch. But I mean, I haven't had problems making groups doing that. So, yep. Oh, trust me, my blacklist was ginormous. Like, I don't think I've B-listed anyone yet on here, so. Okay, so why am I not getting... So, I'm not seeing chat show up here. What is going on? And I see it showing up in YouTube, but I'm not seeing it here, which is where it should be. I guess I have a big enough thing I can break this off. Like, seriously, YouTube, what did you do to your streaming service? Take something that was working and you break it. Yeah, gotta love IT, but that's my job. I'm in IT. Been doing it for 18 years, so, but like I said, I just don't understand why you have something that's good and working, and then you break it, and then you're fine with leaving it broken. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm not in like a rush to join a link shell. I've actually been going back and forth about starting my own, but I know people have asked me to do that. Like, if I did start it, I already know exactly like what rules would be set up, how I'd want to play it. I would have it open to anyone, but there would be specific rules. But I mean, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not going to get into that. But I know I appreciate that. I'll keep that in mind. This kind of have a bad taste for, there was a shell that I joined on Azura, and just literally, like, all they did was, like, do Omen and Ambuscade. Basically, when I did Ambuscade with them, it was actually worse than if I would have gotten a pickup group. Like, I got slower points. Omen, they wouldn't let me lot any of the good items, because they're like, oh, well, this is going to specific people first. And it's like, okay, so what? I'm coming here for free cards? I'd be better off going and farming myself, so I'm getting cards, I'm getting better XP and CP, and then I'm getting all the Astral Crystals myself for Gil. So I'm like, why should I come? And it's like, eventually I just dropped out of the shell. I was like, we're not really helping each other out, so we're just wasting each other's time. There was one thing that pushed me over the edge too, that the leader did, but I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, what was it? Twitch. Like, why is the chat not working? Anyway, we'll just do it this way. Well, I see, okay, so the chat thing is working for Twitch. It's not working for YouTube, though, because I'm supposed to have this chat function that allows for both chats to show up in one window, and YouTube's not working. Twitch is, so I don't know. Considering I have this giant monitor I set up for this, so that way Because I'm gonna need auction house. I'm gonna get items that they're there. Yeah, but the sad part is all the technical issues are on YouTube side. But yeah. Thanks, Sid War. Alright, I think we're ready to go. I can pull up auction house. I can see both chats easy enough. So yeah, let's get started. Let's see if my macro works. Yay, it does. I should have shown. So I made sure because I know I'm gonna get so many items. So I have 270. Well, it's 3 keys now. 2 since I just used one, and yay, got a crappy katana, but whatever. So plenty of keys. Let's just start going through them. Let's see. Yeah, I'm open to some pulse weapons. I'm open to anything. Let's just hope for good drops. Velvet cloth. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I wanted to have my inventory cleaned out. Finally got around. I meant to do this with about 99 keys. You see, I'm almost at 300 keys. So we see how long it took me to get around getting my inventory clean to do this. Yep, that is true. That's worth like 100K. No, it's definitely true, but I mean, with this many keys, I should make at least 5 mil, if not more. I don't even know what that is. There's definitely going to be a lot of downtime sitting at the auction house and NPCs and selling stuff. That's what I should have done. I should have had the auction house, my auction house cleaned out. Oh well. Black rock, that's garbage. That's not bad. That's a Unity item, but it's also used to 5 of those pop Rising Gema mob. I can't remember which. So, that's something. I don't know if that's worth anything. Let's see. That's not worth anything. Old Abjuration from Sky. Original Sky. Plant Bane. I don't know what that is. Bewitched. What is it? Gold ingot. Don't think it's worth anything. Yeah. 10K. Not really even worth it. Fulhamite. Don't even know what that is. 1K stone. It's used to, I think that's what, the body piece? Core body piece for relic. That's junk. There should be an overabundance of those right now since people spamming out ambuscade getting the key item. That should be worth money. Leg shard, black mage. Yeah, 4 mil right there. 100 piece, that's 200K. So I'm already off to a really good start. Oh, definitely. Typically if you go in with like at least 30 keys, you should make at least a couple mil. That's not always the case, but I'd say on average, if you're going in with about 30 keys, if you don't make 2 mils, you got really unlucky. And typically that next time you might make like 5 or 6 mil. I mean, it's really hard to say. Again, you're dealing with RNG, but yeah, if you're having at least 30 keys, you should make it a couple mil. Like I said, on average. That's what someone was actually asking on one of my videos recently. They were like, what should I do with accolades? Like extra accolades. And I was like, well, don't burn all of them, but, you know, just so you're not wasting any. I was actually trying to get that when I was trying to level up Ranger. But I was like, yes, so you're not wasting accolades, get SB keys. And he's like, well, they seem like a gamble. I'm like, that's kind of the point. But it was like, yes, just don't waste all your accolades, because if you're not sure what you want to use them on, but just so you're not throwing away, I'm like, definitely get keys. You will definitely make some money after a while with it. The funny thing is, before pulse weapons were like a thing for ambuscade weapons, I had gotten actually quite a few, probably 3 or 4, out of goblin chests, out of just doing all the keys, and ended up throwing them away. Because it's like, I don't want to hold on to all these 99 weapons. I held on to a couple of them, which I'm glad I did, but I would have had a lot more had I not thrown them away. But again, who would have known? It's like, why are you just going to hold on to these random 99 weapons thinking that SE is going to later be like, oh, we can, you know, we'll integrate this into something else. So, Tornado Salad. White belt. I did check, I only got, so, on one of my mules I got a rank 4, win, and then on her I only got 1 rank 5, and I haven't checked at my actual main. I haven't checked cloudchief yet, so I have no clue what he got, if he got anything at all. The funny thing is, I let the Moogle pick the numbers, but if you actually dig into like real lottery, and if you want to actually do well at lottery, you should never just like let the machine randomly pick numbers. That like extremely lowers your chance of winning. You want to have like a set of numbers and always play them, and don't change them until something hits. When something hits, then you do want to change that one. It greatly ups your chances, but I always just let them do it just because I don't feel like taking the time to pick out numbers. I'm not trying to take it professionally. Really? You should be able to. I mean, what you would need to do is your mule would need to turn it in and actually get the pulse weapon, but then you should be able to send it. Unless they changed it, you were be able to send pulse weapons. Now, again, is this on the same POL account, or are you talking a mule that's on a separate account? If it's on a separate account, yeah, you're not going to be able to send. If it's all under the same POL ID, you should be able to send it. I know I've sent pulse weapons through the delivery box to the same POL account. I believe all of them. I know I've sent the dagger. I've sent the ones that drop from like Zeta. I mean, I haven't had one that you couldn't send. I know even I believe I turned in points on a mule, like the monthly points you get for one, and since that. So you like I said, I believe all of them you can. Now, I don't think you can you probably can't send the slip itself. Just turn the slip in for a weapon and you should be able to trade it. If you have any I know the dagger, I think it starts with like an A. I can't even remember what it is, but that I know you can definitely send. The hand-to-hand weapon you can send. The polearm you can send, so. I just think it needs to be the actual weapon itself. I am streaming on Twitch, not Twitter. So I'm simulcasting to YouTube and Twitch, and I have both chats pulled up. I have a function, like actually the chat where I'm seeing Twitch should be getting YouTube's chat also, but it's not. I have both chats pulled up at the same time. What is that? We're here. Huh. Oh, I remember this thing. I believe this came from Void Watch. Practically worthless now, though. I mean, it didn't come from Void Watch, because if it did, it would be Rare Exchange. I don't know where that came from. Well, no, you wouldn't be able to see it. I'm just saying, Twitch should only see Twitch chat. YouTube should only see YouTube chat. You guys shouldn't be able to see each other's chat. What I'm saying is I have an application that should be having both chats that you guys are sending come into one window for me. And that's not happening. I might have to do some like troubleshooting over the weekend over all this and try and get this stream crap figured out. It's really annoying. Plant Bane looks like a pulse. I thought Plant Bane was gonna be like an item. Like an actual like item, or it's not. But no, that's definitely not a pulse weapon. That's level 25. I get that the enemies, yeah, it's definitely not. Can you? I'm not aware of that, but I mean, I haven't done any research on it. I will have to check that out and find out. The lizard I am in Cuftal. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad they helped you out. Abyssite Discernment does make a big difference in trying to do like Abyssia procs. Well, it technically shouldn't, so I'm using a PC that's, what was it, using an HDMI out that's going to an Elgato, which the Elgato is then hooked up to its laptop. That's the laptop that's streaming from. I'm not actually streaming off the, PC that's playing 11. See, that way I can hook up any HDMI output to the Elgato and record it and stream it. Is the reason I wanted to do it that way. What is that? Feud pendant. Huh. That would be halfway decent if you're trying to mana wall tank on Black Mage. Not that I really have any desire to do that. I have a Diesel Paladin. I see no reason to Black Mage tank. Honor bound? What's that? Did I miss it? I have to go find Dark Ixion. Why am I not saying Honor Bound? Because I don't even know what that is. Is that the top? Oh, there it is. Huh. Half decent sword. It's rare. Oh, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna start tossing rare exchange, not 119 weapons, because why not? I'm gonna toss this. I know I have multiple of these that I've sent to mules, so if I really want it, I can always drag it back out. I can NPC that. Make some space. Yeah, I do. I remember I was trying to get that. Killed, I think, the NM twice before I started leveling Ranger. Is that Empyrean? It's Lancer, so I think it is. Which now I'm curious. I probably already have it then. I can probably toss this. Yeah, it's Empyrean. Yeah, and I remember picking all these up. I can toss that. Another pair of Hermes sandals. That's worth money. Alright. Back to trading. You should be able to get a Kraken Club. I mean, I believe you can get pretty much anything out of here. I think there's very few items that are actually restricted from coming out of here. You should be able to get a K Club. It's rumored, I've never seen a screenshot of it, but it's rumored you can get a Cat's Eye out of this, which is all the Alexandrite you need for a mythic weapon in one shot, in one item. Basically, I know you can get that from Mog Bonanza. Yeah, I already have a pair of Hermes, but the nice thing about it is they're going to sell for decent money. They're at least a couple 100K. Let's see. Yeah, 300K. I have not, but that's because I'm not using a PS4 controller. I'm using a PS2 controller with adapter to USB. Although I should get a newer controller. This thing's pretty freaking beat up at this point. I have my friend who does play and uses a PS4 controller has had that problem, And they actually recently started using it and come to find out it was actually the controller. Although what there was there, it was like the buttons were lagging, but the movement input was fine, was the issue they were having. I know they also had another problem with putting it on a laptop with input issues, but I don't know if that was directly with the controller. That was with a newer high-end, like a new high-end gaming laptop, and it was having issues running 11, and it was having input lag. So, if that's your problem, it's doing that. If you have another controller, try another controller. You're using an Xbox for PC wireless controller. How, you mean you're using an Xbox controller? Like, I have like a 360 controller. I just didn't know how difficult or easy that would be to get set up for wireless. What I'd ideally would like to do is get a PS3 controller set up and have it wireless. I'm not sure how difficult or easy that is. I am fine with this. I'm just saying this controller's like cracked. The left analog stick is kind of like pushing forward. So sometimes like when I first log on, my character will try and run, just keep walking forward because it's like slightly tilted forward. Ah, I gotcha. I know you can get a PS3 controller to work, but I know it would need to be wired, and you need, I think it's like the 6-axis or something like that. You need special drivers to make it work. I'm not sure how you would get it to work over wireless. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but I'm not sure how well the Bluetooth would be working with that. Yeah, I figured you probably could. But yeah, I'm just using, like I said, literally it's just it's a PS2 controller with literally just the old school PS2 plug-in adapter that just goes to USB. I've used it for a very long time, works very well, I don't have response issues. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's about normal. 117 arrows. It's kind of junk. Gotta be getting close to full inventory. Let's see where I'm at. Yep. 12 more. That should be worth money. Let's see how much that is. Void Terso Wear Black Mage. Are the void pieces less money? Oh, never mind. That's Hermes Sandals, his mother. Oh wow, you're right. Ouch. 10K for that. So yeah. How did that happen? Because I thought the void pieces were like higher tier. I guess maybe groups are farming, you know, at higher tier for, what is it, their RP. So I guess that makes sense. They're getting more drops there. Yeah, I got Black Mage. I can't remember, like, the Void, or not Void, but whatever, the shard piece from the new Dynamis. That was 4 mil. Hermes Sandals Those were a couple 100K. I mean, I've gotten decent. I've probably made about 5 mil so far. What did I do to my arm? So I was up at my parents'. They, so about 7 years ago, they bought a house with about 6 acres of property. Pretty much almost all the property has been not managed. And of course, you know, they've slowly progressed back, and they actually have, so, in the last, in the first 3 years they were there, basically everything around the house has gotten all cleaned up and managed. Then there was an apple orchard. So then, the last 3 years, that's been all cleaned up. So now we're trying to, set up a path that's in the woods on the back end of the property. Just have a nice walking path, and we plan on setting up some things back in the woods and doing stuff back there. So, basically, was there, with, was it some friends and family cleaning it out. Ended up, there was literally, a dead tree leaned up against another tree, went and, pushed it down, and it came down and, sliced part of my hand, or arm. So it's just basically, let's show it, it's just, like I said, just a straight slice. I didn't have it bandaged for the first couple days, but then I could tell it was going to really get infected. So luckily, working at a hospital, thanks Tracy, I'm sure you're not watching, because I don't even think you know I live stream, but she hooked me up with Neosporin and some bandages to keep it up, and it definitely feels much better. So, that's what happened. Apple orchard, banana cat dance. Does pay to work at a hospital. Head shard Geo, bet you that's worth some money. Let's see. What did I type wrong? Yeah, head shard. Geo. Yeah. That's what I typed. I guess maybe it was case sensitive. That's only 1 mil, but still, what's 1 mil? I do IT work, and the main thing I'm doing is I'm working on this project where we install these badge readers so that doctors and clinicians can just tap their badge to log in the computer, and then it also will just immediately log into all these other applications without them... Oh, yep, now we're full. Allows them to log into the multiple applications with no password input. Basically, the first time they tap their badge every day, they will have to put in their password. After that, the rest of the day they can go without inputting any password. And that's the main project I'm working on. And I've been traveling around to all the hospitals around Maryland that are under the University of Maryland umbrella. And that's what I do. That's my job. It's pretty good. I like all the traveling around. And right now I'm at a hospital that's actually pretty close to my house. And it's in the opposite way the traffic goes. So I don't hit any traffic. It's fantastic. I could toss this. Actually, I probably could have NPC'd that. It seems like that would be worth holding on to. Maybe. I guess. It's not amazing. Seems half decent. I mean, it depends. I'm at the hospital until the project's done. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm there for X amount of time. I'm there until whatever project. I'm going to be at the hospital I'm at now for at least another 2 months, if not longer. I mean, not really. The badge reader, it's just literally seen as a USB keyboard, because all the magic happens in the little reader. They're somewhat expensive, but there's not really much you can do. All it is, like I said, it's just a keyboard that inputs stuff. It just connects to the. I don't need that. See no reason to hold on to that, the +2 stuff. I'm not gonna have 90 cloth craft anytime soon. So, freed up a little bit. Plus, the other thing is, for it to really work, you need to have the software that connects to the server that basically allows it to do most of the stuff. I think I have a +1 of those. I was thinking it's something else. Yeah, I do. I have a +1 of that. Hold on to it for now. Maybe send it to a mule in case I ever end up doing something on them. Don't have to refarm it. Yeah, so I got a couple of the, like, Dynamis pieces. They've added up to about 5 mil. Got, Hermes sandals. Those are like 300k. I already have a pair of Hermes sandals, so no reason to, you know, have 2 of them. Other than that, not really. I've maybe made, I'd say, about 6 mil, because I got some, cursed gear. Like, it's not any really good cursed gear, but I mean, it's stuff that's like, probably sells for 100 to 300k. Oh, so I'm full. Let me go NPC a lot of this junk and then come back. How many keys do we have left? 179. So yeah, I've definitely gotten some good stuff so far. Could probably flee, but whatever. We'll flee back. Alright, yeah, don't really care about carp. Is that worth any money? I don't think it is, but let's see. I know some of the Valor minutes are worth money. I don't think 2 is. Pretty sure you can buy that off of, I mean, 10k. That's not really worth the space. That's junk. Yeah, Unity is where you get the majority of keys. I mean, you get them in other ways. Like, you always get the 1 from Ambuscade if you're getting enough points. But Unity is the main way. Basically, unless I'm like, know I'm farming for something, I'll basically just drop my Unity points to about 50,000. I know if it's, say, it's an XP window and I'm trying to actually grind XP, I will burn all the points for keys. But pretty much if I have nothing else to use keys for, then yeah, I'll burn that for keys. That's junk. Well, actually, it's kind of mixed, but no, it's weak food. That's not bad. 120 attack. I'll hold on to that. Let's pop these. I'm not sure if you can sell them and you get more from the items. I might get more from the pouches. So you're getting a decent bit from the weapons too. Not a lot, but it adds up. And the thing is, I don't like actively farm. Yeah, those are, you can get off of, what's it called? I don't actively try and farm keys. It's just, you know, when you get extra points, you use them. I've been holding on to these just forever. Actually, those should sell. And actually, come to think of it, so it would be 10K if I sell them all. The thing is, these aren't even that good in looking at them. As someone's a ninja, I'm getting 3 agility out of them. I mean, 99 damage isn't bad, since you're just going to be randomly throwing shurikens anyway from, can't even remember the name of the move. Really? They sold for 50K. I'll hold on to it. 50K is not bad. Let's see. No, I have no real desire to do it. Plus, when I feel like you're adding all those tools, you start just relying on the tools, and I think it makes you lazier, personally. No, I don't really have any desire to start using third-party tools. Yep, that's 150K for that. I know, that's not gonna sell for anything. Let's see. Vexed hose, not vexed, hosed. Yeah, 100K for those. That might possibly, because I think that's the regular RSC gear. Probably not, but might be worth 10K. Let's see. Not that RSC is hard to run. 20K. Eh. It's not worth the time and the spot. Furniture's weird. It actually sells for more from the NPC than what sells off the auction house. Yeah, let's do this. this might actually be worth a little bit of money since it's 15 storage spaces. Although probably not, and there's a 9, yeah. Steel walnut lumber. Sells for 20k with 60, but yeah, again, I know it's not gonna be worth the thing. Yeah, I've done that in the past before. Tossed something and then later found out, oh, that was like 500k. Literally just sold it for, you know, like 5k, and it was worth 500. Because you get a lot of crap, you're like, I've never even seen this before, what is this? Wow, that actually sells more than what it sells on the auction house. I'm pretty sure velvet cloth might be worth 20k, but again, is it worth the time? Yep, actually, I called that 20k, but I'll hold on to it for now. Phoenix feather, that's actually used for upgrading stuff. That's worth holding on to. This is junk at this point. No, we don't need a ninja tool. Well, that's the nice thing that I like about the, since SE added, like gear macros, so you have gear sets. I mean, I feel like that basically takes the need out of having to rely on gear swap. Yes, it isn't as proficient as I know gear swap can be, because you're only going to be, if you're using macros in the gear sets, unless it's like a very long cast, you're only typically going to be able to get 2 sets in. Whereas I know if you're using gear swap, you can potentially get 3 or 4 sets in, no matter what the cast is. Whereas, like I said, you can't do that unless you're, say, casting like Raise or something, where it's got a really long cast time. You're not gonna get more than 2 sets in. But again, I feel it's more than enough for what you need. 30k for that, but. Curry powder, we can toss that. I know this is, yeah, I checked that, it was worth nothing. Let me just double check. You can't NPC these, but yeah, that's junk. This is what, the tail feather? These used to be worth a lot of money. I'm like 100% sure it's nothing now. Oh, it's actually, it's not. It's the head feather, not the tail feather. I knew one of them was worth money. Gunpowder swab? That's not. Swap. Tension spring. That might be worth money. It also might not. I don't remember what parts. Actually, since it's just tension spring 1, it's probably worth nothing. Yeah, 10k. I mean, there's good and bad in it. So I'm kind of torn with the whole gear swap thing in 11. Like, I like it. It adds a really cool dynamic to the game you don't see anywhere else, but it's completely unrealistic. It's like, hold on, mid-combat, I'm gonna change my pants, my body piece, and this is heavy steel armor and gloves and rings and earrings. I'm gonna change it all. Now let me weapon skill. Now let me change it all back. Like, Like I said, I like the mechanic, I like the idea of it, but again, it's very unrealistic. It's like, I always feel like they need to have like a cutscene or something where it's like, oh, adventurers can magically like have access over space and time for themselves and the stuff that's in their bag to instantly change. Yeah, it's... Wow, Tornado Salt's worth 20k. Again, not worth the time. And yeah, we'll hold on to the rest of that. Alright. So we got a fair amount of space now. Where... Alright, back to key spamming. I mean, you did do it, but the thing about it is, it's like... I remember, like, leveling up until really 75, you, like, changed your rings and maybe, like, one other piece of gear. But yeah, you didn't really change much. I remember, was it Ninja I really changed the most just because of staying, like, in invasion gear, when tanking and stuff like that. But it's not like it is nowadays. Nowadays, you're changing 12 to, you know, 14 pieces of gear every, like, you know, 3 seconds, like, multiple times. You're getting TP in, like, 3 seconds, so you're like, oh, let me swap out all my gear for weapon skill and stuff like that. That's why it was fun when I was doing, like, a lot of the stuff, when I was doing, like, the Sparks gear challenges. Because I wasn't gear changing, was just trying to, you know, focus on doing the content. It does create a whole nother level of difficulty, though, and challenge for that. I don't think they can at this point at a 10-second delay. The thing about it is, so I have a lot of ideas and I'm planning on building a game at some point, and I have a notebook where I'm like keeping track of all the different things. I want to do gear swap and stuff like that. However, I thought that's exactly how I'm going to do it. Like, here's the thing. If you want to change out a ring, okay, it's only going to take like a quarter of a second to swap it out. You want to change out your body mail piece, okay, that's going to take like 5 seconds. And obviously, while you're taking it off and swapping gear, if you're, like, say, tanking, you're not going to take it off because now all of a sudden you're taking it off, now you have nothing on. Like, no defense at all. So, it's going to be... It obviously would be more advantageous for mages, and you'd have to choose when you're going to swap what out. But that's my idea for doing that, because I've thought about that. That way it makes it a little more realistic, and I like the idea behind that. I don't think you could do... there's no way you could implement it in this game at this point. It would break so many things doing that at this point. Oh, wow. That's worth money. Let's see how much it is. Knee, I think, would be worth more money, because people don't do the BCNM as much, but... Or actually, maybe it's not worth money now that I think about it. Didn't they add this to a NPC? Yeah, 50k. Yeah, it used to be worth, you know, potentially like a mil, and a mil was a ton of money, but yeah, it's not worth money now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They would have to change too many things. It's too integrated in the game at this point. There's no way they could implement that now. But that is what I want to do with my game. And anyone, when I finally get around and make it, and anyone who plays it, if they've played 11, they're going to be like, man, you took a lot of inspiration from 11. And rightfully so. Let's see, so that's void, so that's likely not worth money. Yeah, it's not. It's worth 10k. Probably don't even want to hold on to it. I want the space. Soshi, I think that's a ninja tool. Squid sushi +1, that's worth holding on to. You need accuracy, but not enough that you need to pop a sublime for. That's, what's it called? Furniture. Antacids? Probably just NPC that, because you can buy that off of the Moogles. So that's a really good piece that may be worth money. Let's see. Hey, it's not what I do. Void. Okay, Sam's worth 100k, so that's not bad. That might be worth money, because I know Monk's now, like, super popular right now. With all the changes they made. Greedy? Yeah, I mean, it fluctuates. 200 to 500k for the monk piece, so. It's still some money. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I could see you not being able to send the slip, but yeah, I knew you could send the weapon. So, Grouts on a pulse weapon, what do you plan on making with it? What ambuscade weapon? Toss that. That's Glacier Barge Drop. Old school Dynamist. This will be level 74. Jewel of Vision. Nice. Those are pretty good. If you get the hand piece, yeah. Great idle piece if you're not worried about taking AoE damage on the jobs that can use it. Yeah, I've been meaning to do this probably for over a year now. Maybe not quite that long, but I've been wanting to do it and just haven't, like I said, I needed the space to do it for one. I wanted to clean out all the, like, low-level crap, which I finally did, and then, yeah, just make space. It's gonna be interesting doing the Mars Orbs and Venus Orbs on stream. Hopefully I don't get too many mimics. If we get to it. I've already been doing this an hour, jeez. But I mean, I've already made, what? Probably about 7-8 mil at this point. Once everything sells. Learned E-loot. Is that the one? It's like, I think there's two spells. I think one's an E-loot and one's another one for Bard I still need. Could probably go farm it easy enough on this server. I was dealing with RMT bots when I was trying to farm the scrolls before, because I didn't want to buy them. Probably wouldn't encounter that on this server. No, I have not started Galahorn or any of that. I did start though the Empyrean Heart. I normally have it on me. I obviously moved it off for space to do this. I need about 1,000 heavy metal plates to then move on to the next step for that. So that's where I'm at. Once that's done, I'll go through and just burn to do a Galahorn. But easy enough. I have a fair amount of Dynamis currency already, just from like other relics, and it's easy enough to farm and buy Dynamis currency, so I'm not too worried about it. Should have done this during a full moon on Fire's Day. Well, actually, what is the moon phase? And it's probably gonna be Fire's Day, and I'll still be doing this, but let's see. What is the moon phase? Crab Apron, there we go. Well, it's not full moon. Good old Crab Apron. Huh. Wonder what that is. High mana wand. What is that? The first word, however you pronounce that, I believe there's a katana that's like that. But ooh. Oh, I know what this is, and I've had this before. This is actually a pretty decent cape if you haven't bothered making a magic attack cape for ambuscade for whatever job. Nice. I think that'll be an upgrade for my thief for Aeolian Edge. What's actually here? Yeah, that likely would be. Have to see, because I don't think, yeah, I think that the 10 magic attack would be better than the weapon skill damage. I can't really speak into that. I haven't won. It was, I believe they just made adjustments to merits and then some pet abilities, but I don't really know much about beasts, so I wouldn't be the best person to speak into that. I can't really say. I can say at least all the job updates that they've been doing for all the jobs as they've been going have been pretty nice, so I hope and imagine that they did a decent job for changes they did to Beast, but again, I don't know Beast. Can't really speak into that. It's a low-level knife. Yeah, no, I plan to keep that cape anyway. Like I said, I know it's a decent cape. Even like I said, it's good for any job that needs magic attack. Because you don't really get a lot of magic attack on cape unless you're going to be making a JSE cape. I think that belt's decent, but there's a +1, so I know it's not going to be worth anything. Dynamic belt. Yeah, like, it's not bad. 3 strength and accuracy, 5 haste. I'm not gonna keep it. It's not worth money anyway. Well, like I said, if you're gonna need magic attack and not elsewhere, yes. Obviously, you're gonna get something better for most mages where you're doing casting, but for any like melee jobs, if you don't feel like or haven't taken the time yet to make a ambuscade cape for magic attack, I can see using it as a substitute until you get around doing that. Like using it for war or thief or something for, you know, magic weapon skills. It's a good substitute in the meantime until you make something better. But no, I can see where its big value is gonna be for your pets doing magic attack stuff. Oh yeah, I was well aware that Windows 7 was coming end of life. That was been a big thing that's going on. I'm still playing on Windows 7. You can play on Windows, I mean, you can keep using Windows 7 for as long as you want. It's just Microsoft is not going to make any more updates for Windows 7. You're not, so if you have Windows 7, you're not going to get any more update patches from Microsoft, ever. So, if there ends up being some kind of an exploit where a hacker or something could potentially hack Windows through an exploit, Microsoft for Windows 7 is going to be like, it's end of life. We don't care. We're not going to fix it. That's basically all it means. Like, you could still be using Windows XP. That's, you know, end of life. Again, it's just you're not going to get support for it. And then, of course, manufacturers for software aren't going to make future you know, updates to their software apply for Windows 7 knowing that it's end of life. That's all it means. Actually, before we leave, let's make space. But yeah, it went end of life. I believe it was today. But I was well aware it was coming. Toss this. Toss this. NPC probably a lot of this stuff. Well, that's worth holding on to. See if I can NPC that. No, it's not. I'm technically not an affiliate with Twitch yet. I haven't gotten enough stuff. And I'm not sure I'm going to either. I'm just doing it for more views. We'll see. I haven't really dug into any of that. What is... It's gotta be something for the past. Oh, the one thing... No, you can use it for any job, because look. So... 13 defense for you, 12 attack for you, 12 magic attack for you. That's for you. For your pet, gets 12 attack, 12 range attack, 12 magic attack. So you get 12 magic attack for yourself, because I know I have one of these on my main and I've done the same thing. So, again, it's useful. I'm trying to remember if this is good or not. And I guess I'll hold on to it. So again, it's useful until you get a replacement, but I know I see where its big value is going to be, you know, for pet jobs, especially beast. But you can get use out of it now. Ooh, isn't that? The thing is, that's at the NQ. That's probably not worth anything. It's going to be the +2 that's worth money. Although, no, the NQ, that's 370k. That's money right there. One Divine Bolt. Wonder what that is. Yeah, it would have been nice if I got either +1 or +2. +1's 10 mil, +2 is basically 90 mil. Ah, coffer key. Don't need that. No, that definitely makes sense, Nemo. I have not worked in cybersecurity. I do know a little bit about it. What are my thoughts on it? So it definitely is a thing because sadly there are just a lot of people out there always trying to take advantage of wherever they can, hack systems, this, that, and the other. So there is value in having cybersecurity. The thing about it is typically they're always playing catch up on trying to, you know, catch and do stuff. So I know if you can do extremely well and get more like, be more the high-end person and actually be the person that's kind of excelling and doing better in that, you can end up making a lot of money. Distilled water, it's like 2 gil. So it's definitely a field to go in, but I mean, the thing about it is, if you're going to go into cybersecurity, you need to constantly be learning. You need to be constantly trying to innovate and constantly trying to think outside the box. Like, that's the big thing about it. You gotta always be learning, because there's always something new going on. Security's always changing, trying to get harder, and yeah, there's just a lot to it. I wouldn't mind getting into it, but honestly, for me and what I want to do and where I'm at, I feel it's going to be much better for me continuing to go where I'm trying to learn programming. I wish I had more time. I mean, unless I took away time from gaming, which I don't exactly want to. Like, I don't know where else I'm going to be trying to find the time to really dig into more programming. Which is, yeah, what I want to do, but there's that. What were the best items? I mean, so far the best item I got, I think, was Black Mage, the shards. I mean, I've gotten multiple things that have been worth a mil on the auction house. I've probably made about 8 mil at this point, maybe a little more. Once everything sells, it's going to take a while to sell everything, but so far I believe this is my most high ticket item. With most of these being decent money, and there's some other things that I have in there that are a couple hundred K, maybe a mil at the most. Need that. Sadly, this is what, only 50K. Used to be worth a lot. So what is this? Oh, just a beta? That shouldn't be worth anything. Beta fish. It's actually worth 10K. Interesting. Hold on to that. I'll actually stick that in my bag. Huh! That's actually decent. Decent defense. Need bloody bolts. Keep that. We'll hold on to that. Why not? That's worth more, but you can buy that off the off the Moogle. Ooh, I didn't even know that. That should be worth some money. Not a lot, but maybe a couple hundred K. 50K. Still. Okay, so we'll toss that. Doubt this is worth money, but let's check. 20K, not really worth the time. Try and sell it. I'm not too worried if I don't get a pulse weapon. To be honest, I'm really not. Alright, so before I forget or lose track, let's toss those. We want that. Toss that. You can't sell that. That actually technically wasn't me who got the pulse weapon doing Mew Girls. That was actually a friend of mine. Remember when those used to be worth a lot of money back in 75 days? Guess I'll hold on to that. Might be worth a little bit of money. It's nothing special, but it's not bad either. 30K, eh. Can't do anything with it. Guess I'll hold on to it for now. Is this orc belt worth anything? Probably not. But I don't know, some people like their costumes. 10K, eh. This is probably worth money. $20K. Not sure that's worth. I don't think this is worth anything, but yeah, 20K. Really? Alright, here we go. Regular, so that's 50K. Alright. Hold on to some of that stuff. So let's see. Keep that, keep that, keep that. Ugh. Guess we'll just shove stuff in here for now. I can store that. Oh, wait. $99 piece. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could store it. Toss that. Alright, so how many more keys do we have? 110. Alright, so basically one more set of that, and then just a few more, and then we should be ready to start doing the orbs. I mean, cybersecurity does pay decently well. What am I doing? I just know a lot of people are going into it. Like, so the problem with like IT right now is a ton of people are going into it. And so what's happening is IT used to be a lot higher in terms of pay, but now so many people are going into it. Like recruiters and companies that are hiring for people typically will hire lower quality techs because they know they can get them for cheap because so many people are looking, and it's actually dropping the price in terms of tech jobs. Now again, it depends what job you're talking about. If you're talking a high-end specialist job, typically those are paid ridiculous amounts of money because it's a specialist job that, you know, most people can't do or handle or aren't specialized to do it. If you're talking general type of work, and then it even includes cybersecurity, if you're just doing like the stuff that typical people in that area field can do, it's typically not paid very well because, again, so many people going into the field. You're gonna make the most money when you're really a specialist that you're like rare and no one else really does it. That's where the money's at. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely that in cybersecurity, but that's why I was saying you need to be more of like the high-end guy to be making the big bucks there, but that's anywhere in IT. I mean, I don't know, I'm not really deep into that, so it's really hard for me to say. I have not done Walk of Echoes even once, I just haven't had time. I actually spent a lot of time over the weekend. Nice. Susie Seal. Use that, break that down into scraps, and then it's used for pops. Like, it's not worth any money, but it's useful. That might be worth money, because it's a 9 drawer. It's the top end. I mean, it's not going to be worth much, maybe 50 to 100K. But still, that's money. Harrowwood lumber. It's like 5 gil off the MPC. Might still need seals for that, so... Bahat? What is that? Triple dagger, that's not worth anything. Bahat's furniture, that's not worth anything. I think triple dagger, isn't that a circuit drop? I think it's a level 51 dagger. Woots. Sadly, that used to be worth money. It's not worth money anymore. 15K. It's actually worth more than I was thinking it was. Re-raise ring. Huh. Wait. Holy wow. Infinite charge ring with re-raise on it? I mean, granted, it's only once per day, once every 20 hours. I didn't even know this thing existed. But, you know, once a day re-raise, tie that up with, what is it, this? That's 2 re-raises a day. Nice. Where does that come from? How do you become a specialist? Well, I mean, the big thing is... So, it's focusing on a certain area. And it's typically going to be something that's more in high demand that people don't know. Like, if you wanted to, say, do Android development, being very high-end in Kotlin right now would be... If you were very proficient in Kotlin... plus a lot of other languages that kind of go around with it and doing Android development. That is in high demand right now and you could do well. You would need to know other languages other than just Kotlin. But that's like one example. If you're doing high-end server stuff, if you know, what is it, Ruby Rails, and then other, you know, back-end server languages. Knowing that stuff. It's basically knowing the stuff that's, like I said, that's rare. Another thing that would be good is knowing old stuff that not many companies are using, but if you happen to have a company that has like a main application that's wrapped around in that and no one else knows that language, if you know it well, that's there. It's, again, it's not easy to say how to become a specialist in something, because if it was easy, then obviously more people would do it. That's the whole problem, is you got to be really good in an area where no one else is, and IT's constantly changing and innovating, so it's not exactly easy to say. But yeah, just knowing a certain product or a certain language or a certain application that's very high end that very few people know. Honestly, if you wanted something to specialize in and you don't even know where to start and you're like, just give me something, I would say start learning Linux. I am honestly of the impression, the way Linux is advancing, I think if Microsoft doesn't get its game together, because to be honest, from someone who's been in IT, working in IT for over 18 years, and I have it funny, I have some people be like, you know, they'll hear me talking bad about Microsoft and they're like, I thought you liked Microsoft, you know, that's what you do, you work with it. I'm like, I don't like Microsoft. Microsoft sucks. The problem with it is, you know, I'm in IT, I go to these corporate environments, they're all using Microsoft. I'm stuck supporting what they, you know, they have. Because I'm stuck supporting it doesn't mean I like it. But the thing about it is, so Linux has been notorious for not being good with like good plug and play and good like driver support, and it's not been good in terms of being user friendly. Other than that, it's extremely stable, it's really good. Well, those two areas about like plug and play and being more user friendly, it is very quickly catching up. And the fact that Linux is 100% free and it's open source, so that means you have all these people trying to help it and support it. Like I said, given 5 to 10 years, I would not be surprised if like corporations start switching and using Linux as opposed to Microsoft, especially since they won't even have to pay for it. It'll be more secure, and it's gonna be as compatible with stuff as Windows currently is. So if you wanted something, not to go is start learning and studying Linux and become specialized in that, because I am telling you, in the next 5 to 10 years, if you know that really well, I think you're gonna be set. That's my prediction. Exactly. Microsoft is not innovating. They basically established in a market, and they've gotten to the point where they have a strong foothold. The thing is, they're not doing anything to stay there. So as other things start to rise and they're not trying to climb and do better themselves, eventually they're just going to get overtaken, and then they're just going to get left in the dust. And they really aren't trying. In fact, you know, it's kind of a joke if anyone knows that it's like every other version of Microsoft is garbage. They'll make a good version and then they make a crap version. They'll make a good version and crap version. I mean, it's been that way. Was it? XP was good, Vista was crap. 7 was good, 8 was crap. 10's pretty good, but then now we're starting to get into all the different versions. I can't remember. It was like, was it 10.03 or I can't even keep track of all the different versions. But again, there's some versions that are good, there's some versions that are crap. And the thing about it is, customers and their user base are getting sick of it. That's what happened with Vista. They lost a large portion of their market to Apple when Vista came out because of all the problems with Vista. Same thing with Windows 8. They lost a large portion of their market to, again, Apple. So the thing about it is, Linux is actually, like I said, doing some amazing things right now, and next 5 to 10 years, Linux is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the market, is my prediction. Yep, yeah, that's true. You can't go wrong with C++ experience. That's true. That's been around forever. And while I don't think that's ever going to be the core language, if you know C++, you're going to pick up other languages, and there's always going to be some C because it's so integrated in the actual OS itself. So no, I completely agree with Alex there. Like I said, I don't think it's ever going to be like the core language again, but if you know it, one, you'll pick up other languages really quick, and it's still going to be required for some things. So I think knowing C will be really good. Learn C and hack on Linux. Yeah, I'm telling you, Linux, that's the thing. I want to start, I mean, while I'm also trying to learn programming, I do want to start digging in more into Linux, because I think if you, again, in 5 to 10 years, if you're a Linux expert, I think you can write your own paycheck. I just see it I see it coming that way, just the way technology is going. I mean, yeah, if a company hires you in a specialist position, if you have a degree, if they think you can do that, yeah. But again, by doing well in whatever specialized field, that's where you're going to do the best. The thing about it is, if you're trying to be a specialist to get high-end money and you're trying to half-ass it, it's not going to work. You're not going to get anywhere. You definitely need to do well in whatever field you're specializing in. It's not something that you can, come at it just kind of lackadaisy. You're not going to make it. Because, like I said, IT is very competitive, especially right now. Especially with a lot of people are trying to learn IT more, with knowing a lot of jobs are about to go away with things automating. What is it? Truck drivers, next 5 to 10 years, going to lose their jobs because it's going to become automated. Taxi drivers and people who are doing Uber, that's not going to be a thing. Automated cars are going to be a thing. Dishwashers, there's all kinds of automated technology in terms of dishwashing in the restaurant industry. If you're someone who's a dishwasher, you're going to lose your job. Cooks are going to potentially be losing their jobs in the next 5 to 10 years because it's going to be going automated. A lot of people see this as a bad thing. I personally don't. Depends how they look at it. If the person's not willing to innovate and learn and grow and move into another field, that's kind of, you're shooting yourself in the foot. These lower jobs, by getting freed up and being automated, frees a person up to do a more higher end job. But you got to be willing to learn, innovate, and grow. And I think there do need to be more programs out there to help people for that's happening, to help transition for them, and I think there's not a lot there. That would be something where you could do really well. If you had some type of class or something, set up some type of online class to help these type of people transition into another field, I think you can make bank doing that. I don't think Linux is where it's at right now, but like I said, in the next 5 to 10 years, I see Linux starting to boom. It's just something I feel in my bones. I just know it, and I plan on studying it because, like I said, it's more secure, it's more stable. Like I said, the downsides to Linux are starting to go away. And, like I said, if Microsoft isn't careful, the only thing that Microsoft really has is they have the market at this point. And if people start to see that something's better and start to slip, we'll see what happens. As long as the government doesn't be like, oh, let's bail them out. With this topic time to plug Graham Stefan's channel on YouTube. I don't even know who Graham Stefan is. I'll have to check it out. Since we're going on that subject, I will check it out. Because like I said, it's something that I want to dig more into. Because I don't really know a lot about Linux. And I do want to learn more about it. So I'll definitely check his channel out. I definitely will. Ichi might be worth some money. Actually, both of them. Well, get a Fang key whenever I want. $20K, not really worth it. Not worth the time. Basically, the way I see it, consider I'm getting a lot of items. If it's not like 50K, it's not worth my time trying to put it up on the auction house and sell. Yeah, 20K for that. Gruel. Too low stats. Triple dagger. That looks like garbage. That's not horrible for like tanking on Rune Fencer, but I mean I have Udo grips, so why? These actually should sell for somewhat decent money. Like, let's see. I mean, I'm gonna have to bazaar it, but let's see. Probably need to look at Azura to get a good benchmark on this. Coats. And none there. Let's see if there's anyone who has any bizarre. Like I said, I believe you could. I remember selling like this stuff for like 50 to 100K. Whether people wanted it for glamour or for leveling. Yeah, when they were still leveling those jobs. I'll hold on to it for now. What is it? You think that something is going to change about FFXI in 2020? Like the game's going free to play? I don't think they're planning on going to free to play. I think they should do something like that. Or as much as I don't want. So here's the thing. Don't think I. Ooh. Check those out. Just movement speed plus flee. Be decent for a mule. Even if this happened, I probably wouldn't play 14, but I feel like they should bundle 11 and 14. I don't get why they don't. I think they would get more people playing both games if they did that. So that would be something. I really don't see them really doing much. I'm interested in seeing, what is it? They already said for their 20th anniversary, which is still like 2 or 3 years away. Them doing something, but no, I don't really see much happening with it outside of just these little updates that we're getting, at least until the 20th anniversary. I don't think. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong about that. Yeah, 10K, not worth it. But I honestly don't think they're planning on doing anything. They have like a small team just managing this, and I think they're just trying to coast and make as much money as they can. The thing about it, they should see that a large influx is coming back. They really should start to invest more in it. I think it would be very silly of them not to, but I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they really should. The game's however old, and the fact that it's still the full price. I mean, if anything, they should do something if you've been paying for like more than 5 years over the life of the game, give you a discount. Like, the thing is, I do think they should give some sort of incentive. I said 2, Gil, it was only 1. I think it would go a long way if they did give some sort of incentive to help play the game. And outside of, like, oh, the campaigns, that's not even really incentive. And login point. Outside of, like, login points, what major incentive is there to play unless you do really want to play the game? And they're not really giving any incentives. And I think that is a big core crux of the problem. Because the thing about it is, you are going to have a large influx of people who used to play, who are looking up and being like, oh, wow, the game's still quite active. Let me go, you know, check it out. But so what is this? So I do think they would do more. I will say this, outside of talking about that, and I believe there's a place where you can submit. Was this spawns? Spawns in that, maybe I'll hold on to it for now. Oh, should have dropped that. What I think they need to add, and I know there's a place and I need to find it and to put in recommendations for they need to add. They need to add more macro space, and even that, I'm fine if they don't add more macros. They need to add more equipment sets. Like, the fact that we get 100, we have 22 jobs, and we have 100 sets. That means you're averaging less than 5 sets per job. Like, look at this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 different, or 11. I have 11 different sets just for war alone. And then even this just for low tier stuff, but I mean, I could take that out, doesn't need it. Like, I just started setting up Scholar yesterday. Where is it? And all this Scholar stuff is just for healing support. This isn't even for trying to nuke or do anything that would be offensive. This is all defensive based stuff that I set up for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 macro sets, all just for defensive stuff for Scholar. Yet if I wanted to play all 22 jobs, which again, they want you to play multiple jobs, that keeps you invested in playing in the game longer, but yet you're going to give me on average 4 to 5 macro sets per job. Get out of here. That's something that they need to add. And we have 20 macro lines. It's like, okay, I could take three to 4 jobs and cram them into, 2 different lines. So I'm not necessarily opposed to them not adding more macros, but I still think they should. But seriously, 100 gear sets, and that's all you give us? No. Definitely need a lot more than that. Like, I should have at least 20 gear sets, if not more, per job. Equalizer. I still haven't seen the second Equalizer movie. I heard it was good. The first one was entertaining, even though it was very unrealistic. It was still entertaining. Nah, this isn't worth money. I don't think this is worth any money, but let's see. Yep, not worth money. It's so easy to farm if I really wanted one. Alright, that should be good. Let's see. Yeah, 36, that's plenty of space. Or maybe it's not plenty of space. 52 keys. No, I would still be capped unless I make some space, but we'll see. I'm sure some things will get tossed. Like this. I don't need that. What is it? I don't see myself using that. That's garbage. That's worth holding on to since I'm leveling Bard. Toss Denali. Yeah, because that'll be cheaper since it's already +1 to upgrade to +2. I don't know if it's any good or not, but... I believe they already do allow free-to-play to 25. I believe you can sign up for an account that does allow you to play to level 50 for free. At least they did have that. I'm not sure if it's still running. But, I mean, that's more just to dip your toes in the water, and it doesn't really do you a ton of good. But I believe they do have a thing for that. Actually, I should research that, and if they do, make a video about that, considering I'm having all this new player stuff. I know people request it and was talking about it, and I'm gonna make a guide on like how to install and set up 11. Dealing with the whole POL process, making a video out of that. It's giving me a headache thinking about it, but it still would be useful for people. Yeah, I mean, kids, relatively. I was playing this since I was a teenager. Or was I? Or was I in my early 20s? Which technically, I mean, depends what you're classifying as a kid. I started playing this probably about 6 months after North American release, and was playing not on my own account, but playing on a friend's account. If you go back, I have videos that talk about my history and story with 11. I didn't even want to play. I was like, playing online, I didn't really want to, but a good friend of mine, actually who I don't even really talk to that much anymore, but was a good friend back then. He really wanted to play. I helped him get set up with the thing. Took probably about, started playing on PS2. Probably took 2 to 3 weeks from the time when he actually had the game. Maybe even longer with him trying to get set up on the internet. And then like playing on dial-up. That's... and yeah, for quite a while played on, you know, his account. We would both play on it, and then eventually, you know, I got my own account, and yeah, the rest is history. Yeah, it is pretty slow early on. There was kind of a point to it because it allowed more time to kind of talk to your other party members. Because that more time allowed you to try and set up skill chains and that type of stuff. Because like now when you're playing, it's kind of like in 14, you can't really chat while you're trying to do active combat. I mean, you can quickly say something if there's something quickly to say, but I mean, typically you're so quickly switching between your damage taking gear, crap's going down, or, you know, just TPing and weapon skilling and, you know, casting whatever spells. The combat's so fast now, it's hard for you to try and communicate unless it's pre-communicated. Ooh, I think that's, what is it? That's Dynamis Lord Pop, I think. Yeah, and it did give you time to look at your J's, tweak your macros. Yeah, you don't even get time for that. So there was a point to slower combat, but the other problem with it is it just was so time consuming. So I don't know. Like I said, I see the good and bad in it. I see both the pros and cons. I'm not opposed to where it's at. I think 11's fun where it's currently at. It was a gigantic time sink. I mean, it still is. Any MMO is a gigantic time sink, but not really. I kind of made like an inner vow when I was well invested in 11 that I wasn't really gonna ever pick up another MMO just because of the time constraint of it. I mean, I don't have enough time to do all the things I want to do anyway, so picking up another MMO. I mean, I did pick up and play 14 for a while, and that's fun, but the problem that I have with 14 is they have the proverbial carrot going on where the bar is just constantly moving. The biggest thing that let me really like 11 is that 11 is horizontal progression, whereas all these other MMOs are just vertical progression. The vertical bar just keeps climbing, whereas 11, the bar is kind of just there, and they'll add a little bit extra that kind of just supplements and adds onto there, but it's not like, oh, we're going to replace all your gear. I mean, that's kind of why so many people left when, Abyssia came out, because, again, it took the game from horizontal progression all of a sudden to vertical progression. And then it did that again with Adeline, which is when I quit. When they went to, because I played through the Abyssia times, when they went to Adeline, and then, it was like, oh, well, now it's going to go to item level gear. I was like, nope, I'm done. If you're going to item level gear, that means all my gear is going to become irrelevant. Nope, not interested in continuing to play, and that's when I quit. So. I will say, yes, 14 is very pretty. To be fair, though, I think 11 is actually very strong graphically also, considering you look at its time. If compare this game to other games that are now 17 years old, this game actually does look very pretty, again, when you put it in its proper comparison place. Yes, I get it. Compared to games now, and especially the 14, yes, there's no comparison. They definitely blow it out of the water. But when, again, you look at how old the game is, and it hasn't really gotten any graphical updates or anything like that, and I'm fine with the graphics. Plus, I like old school games. I have no problem popping in, playing an NES game or Atari game. I mean, that's what I grew up on, so. Okay, what the heck? Now, all of a sudden, magically, so anyone who's been on this stream the whole time, I was complaining about my one chat that's supposed to have both chat windows. Now it's all of a sudden working. Now there is both YouTube and Twitch chat coming in on the one chat. And it just started working a minute ago. Ah, thanks. Light Spirit Pack. Do I even have Light? Did I ever get it? I think I did, but that's worth money. Yeah. How much is that worth? Yeah, I don't even understand. I'm curious. Why did it just magically start working? That doesn't even make sense to me. Seriously, I don't know what YouTube did to their streaming just their streaming. It's horrible now. Why did you break something that was working just fine? I said to myself, magic. Yeah, oh, man. So I'm gonna have to switch to Black Mage sub with all these orbs. I'm gonna have fun trying to clear out all this space that I just now clogged up and sell all this stuff. Smooth beetle jaw. I feel like that's an Abyssia pop. I know it's not gonna be worth anything. Oh, sardines. Just what I wanted. Smooth beetle jaw is apparently worth 60k? Doesn't look like it sells often though, so it might not even be worth it. Huh. My ID magic skill raised by 0.2. Is that worth money? What? Attachment. Stole. Sounds like something for blue? Yeah. Blue neck piece, that's worth $1 mil. This was going to take a while popping keys. I didn't think it was going to take me 2 hours just to get through the 250 keys. Yeah, no, that's true. Because I'm taking time to go and search, is this worth money and stuff like that. I mean, I knew it was going to be a time investment. I was just thinking it would be like 2.5 hours to get through everything, and we're 20 minutes away from that mark, and I haven't even started doing, what's it called? Start at the Orbs. And that's like, what was it, like 12-ish Orbs? That's gonna take a little bit. It's not gonna just get done like that. That's Dynamis, right? Yeah, because it's... Yeah, because the hat is from, what's it called, so... I mean, it doesn't take terribly long. There are some BCNMs you can solo. The problem about those doing like BCNM 40 and 60, they are level capped. I can't remember if you can use trusts or not. I don't think you can. So, but what was it? The BCNM, which is 60 for Kraken Club. I mean, that's been soloable, and people have been soloing it on certain jobs, you know, since 75 days. It's not easy, but it is possible. I don't need that. I already have Enchanter's Torque, I think, like on everyone who I want it on. Yeah, no. Royal Jelly is soloable too. Royal Jelly's been soloable for, again, since 75 days. Huh. Might be worth holding on to. Only 4 keys left. See, I don't know in terms of what job. I think Dragoon is typically used for up in arms. It could also be done with, I think, Black Mage and Red Mage. For up in arms. Royal Jelly, I don't know. I haven't done Royal Jelly since 75 days. And even then, I never really do it that much. I just know it can. I would probably just do searches for guides and stuff and see what people say. You might even find some old videos, maybe. Okay, I can see Puppet Master doing well and up in arms. But I'm pretty sure all the jobs that I just listed can do it also, if you have the right gear and everything. Again, though, you're going to need to make sure you have the right gear, because it's going to be capped at 60, so... I mean, you can try it with, like, your 119 gear, considering that's going to be, like, gimped in terms of level sync, and I don't like how they, like, level sync down your gear. Very last one. Yeah, and if you have all the attachments, then yeah, you didn't need it because your automaton's gonna do it. You would need, I would think, whatever to repair or heal your automaton, I think, like oil. But yeah, outside of that, I guess you don't really need anything. Alright, so finally through the SP keys, didn't really get anything too mind-blowing, but probably made over 10 mil. I don't think made much more than 10 mil, maybe somewhere between 9 and 12 mil. Got a couple cool items. I really like that ring that I got, the re-raise ring. I was actually even trying to look, like, where does that come from? Like 1 free re-raise a day, or every 20 hours. Oh, it comes from Mug tablets. Okay, that makes sense. Hi, Jeremy. Well, there you go. So there's you're getting advice for how to do up in arms. Like I said, I've done it. I remember doing it on like Black Mage and Red Mage back in the day. I'm not much of a Puppet Master dude. I can't really speak much into pup. outside of the little bit of information I've given for guides on how to like skill up and get your attachments. I haven't invested really any time in it outside of that, so. Don't think this is worth anything. Actually, I know it's not. It's the 62 version. It's not worth anything. This might be worth a little bit of money, not a lot. Question is it worth holding on to sell? Yeah, 50K. Like I said, I like holding on to stuff that's 50K. I know Rusty Bucket's not worth it. Have you ever gotten a K Club though? Well, Kraken Club's always been a piss poor drop rate. I take it you're just trying to find a Kraken Club to sell for money though. Really? This doesn't even... No one has this listed for a price? Oh, I guess it's just listed wrong. 100K for this. See, there was like 2 of them. Alright, so... There should be enough space for now. Alright, so let's start with the Orbs. Now I'm trying to think, where did I... They want K Club for Ranger? Oh, I didn't realize I was capped on accolades. Hold on, let's get a couple more keys real quick and go do that then. Caps fast with the double accolades. Since that campaign's going right now. Junk. Witch sash. This. So yeah, I think on average, I typically would have made more money going through that many keys. But, I mean, making over about 10 mil, it's not bad. I should have put my movement speed boots on before this. Forgot I took them off because I was looking at that back piece. So, how I do this, if I get any thud at all, whether it's a loud thud or just a thud, I just end it. Because I've had it way too many times where I've gotten a thud and then just, you know, lost it afterwards. And you can get decent stuff from thuds anyway, it's just a lower drop rate, so. That's gonna be the focus. Thank you. Oh look, a loud thud. I don't even know what that is. I don't think that's anything amazing. What even is that? That's actually pretty good for Dragoon, I think. Especially the accuracy for jumps. And it's got decent stats anyway. What does it come from? Now I'm curious. Like a tier 4 drop? I almost feel like it is. It's like a tier 4 helm drop or something. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Oh. Powder? What powder? Yeah, I've done that a few times too. Find out the orb's empty. Pinch of prize powder? Why do I not remember that? Don't. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it. It happens. No, it's lower Juno exits. Oh, so basically the same with shields. Go up here since I have 2 orbs. I'm gonna clear, just run around, be a little faster, I think. Hey John, welcome to the stream. Try that same one again. Likelihood of that being a wow, twice in a row, really. Thought the chances of that not happening, same spot. Oh well. So, was it 9 Venus Orbs? Yeah, we'll try that one again. If I get 3 in a row, I'm gonna be irritated. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not again, right? I got, I think, like 3 rank 5s and 1 rank 4 on my mule. I haven't checked my main's orbs yet. So cloudchief still has, or not orbs, but I still have, you know, 10 marbles to check on cloudchief. But that's, that would be it. Thud. Alright, ending it. That's all not really good. I'm trying to think, what is pursuer cuffs? I mean, depending on what they could be augmented with, that might not be bad with the magic attack. Nice, rank 2. No, I'm fine with ending on thuds. Because I've had it way too many times where I've gotten a thud and just ended it. I'm not worried about it just being a loud thud. I mean, I've actually gone through, I've opened 9 chests before and gotten only noises also. So the thing about it is, it's like, you might not even technically have a loud thud to get, so I'd rather get something. Because sometimes you can get stuff that's worth money. I mean, most of the time it's rare, exclusive stuff. So, but I mean, I always feel it's just worth, because I mean, it's all random anyway. I'd rather get something than nothing. And that was my understanding too, is yeah, you can still get like omen bodies from thuds. Again, super rare, but that was what I'd heard and thought I'd seen screenshots on forums. Not had it happen like. I've actually never gotten an omen body from any of these orbs. I have, what is it? The 2 best things I've gotten from orbs was it the I'm probably gonna say it wrong, the Orpheus sash or whatever. The thing that the closer you are to the mob, the more magic attack you get. I got that and sold it on my main. And then I got also on my main, was it the Regal, I think it was the cuffs, whatever, I think it's the one that's the lower your accuracy, the more attacks you do, or something like that. What am I doing? So those are the 2 best drops I've gotten. Outside of that, I mean, the next best things I've gotten has been pulse weapons. I mean, the only way I could think to test that is if if you're only opening, if you just ran in and immediately opened the main chest. I don't know and haven't seen any testing for that. I'm not saying that's untrue, but I'm not saying I'm not sure if I believe that being confirmed. I would want to see at least some more screenshots or evidence or try it myself. Yeah, I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm just saying I haven't seen any evidence of that. I mean, it makes sense, but... I don't necessarily have a problem with getting the Mimic and dying, but the fact that that's now 3 times on the very first chest I open, I'm getting a Mimic. That's annoying. I'll have to try and take a look at that if I have some downtime at work. Don't pick that one again. How many more do I have? 7 more. So yeah, Pursuer Gauntlets. What's the augments? There's no magic attack on augments. Yeah, then I don't even know if it's going to be worth using. I mean, maybe you could set them up because I got some range attack stuff that they might be decent for core. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you can definitely get better stuff, but... Lots of noises. Open the gold? I mean, I don't think it's worth it unless I get a thud. You want me to just pop the gold? I mean, at this point, yes. Anyone else? What's your thing? Keep going or open the gold chests? I got one person from Twitch saying I should open the gold chest now. Get something after all those deaths? Why not? No one's... probably is a delay. Keep going. I got one for keep going. Someone's saying one more. What else? So we got one more. Someone's saying end it. Someone else saying keep going. Any other, Get someone saying where they... Here. Alright, I'm gonna do another one. Yeah, one more. Leaf slit's not bad. And then a bunch of mats. 4-shock sword? What is that? Oh. Spinning slash damage plus 35. Is that an ambuscade weapon? Like, what is it? No, okay, it's interesting. It's dropped from, Titan. It's alright. Not anything amazing. I'm gonna be doing spinning slash. Didn't realize they had, like, that stuff. That early in the game, because, what was it? High tier battles for, they've been around for a while. Didn't realize they had stuff, what was it? Spinning slash plus 35%. Huh. Kind of a weird drop to have for Titan. Alright, what do I have? 6 more? Never did toss the orb. No. Vindicoat? I feel like that's another tier 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a tier 4 drop. No, I like mixing it up. Oh, no. Let's toss the... So where does Vindicoat come from? Like I said, I feel like this is a tier 4 drop. I think actually I was looking at this. I believe, is this Zerd? Yeah, it's Zerd. It's interesting, I was just looking at this the other day. The thing about it is... like, is it even that good? Because I'll compare after we're done burning all these orbs. I mean, that's high magic attack, but... Vindicoat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What is it? The one Cursed Abjuration +1, I believe, just blows it out of the water. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the stuff that comes from, like, the tier 4s, like, you look at it and it's like, it looks nice, but it's not, like you said, there's typically better stuff. Like, it's got high magic attack, but I mean, again, I'm pretty sure the one piece, the Abjuration, has more. I believe it can have over 50. It only has 20 magic accuracy, which is eh. The Conserve MP is nice. I mean, that might be what I might use it for. Yeah, I probably will put it in for Conserve MP piece for Scholar for body. Because I did make a set for that for, like, raises and stuff. But, outside of that... yeah. I mean, it's a nice piece, but, like I said, there's better stuff. I mean, it's definitely a nice piece. If you had it and didn't have any other piece, I mean, definitely use it, but... Alright, Dead War. Have a good night. Oh, well, thank you. Loud thud. I like how my commitment wore off just from getting the capacity points in here. What? Where's this cloth? Like, wow. That's like the worst loud thud in history. Unless it happened to be trying to give me something I already have. I feel cheapened. Like, very cheapened. Now, what is it? Raises. Re-raise and raises having conserve MP on would be useful. I mean, what else are you going to use for ending cast for casting raises and re-raises? I mean, outside of that, I agree. There's not really anything. Like, if you're casting nukes, you want to be ending in magic attack or magic accuracy gear. Like, Cure's obviously Cure gear. But yeah, outside of raises, there's not really much. There's definitely a point for raises, though, and you're definitely going to be throwing out raises. No, you do. You get more items per chest, but the fact that that was a loud thud, and I got a Pluton case and a piece of cloth, like I said, just feel cheap. So... well, that cloth's worth 90k at least, but for a loud thud, I feel cheapened. I'm getting MP back for warps. Exactly, kind of a waste of a thud. I have room on her at this point because she's been a mule and, you know, I'm leveling up new jobs. I mean, I might eventually move it off, but as of right now, considering I only have what? War, Thief, Blue, Paladin, and just now started doing Scholar, getting really set up as jobs. Those are really the only jobs I have on high end. I do have space, that's for sure. Lost track of how many orbs I have. I have left, that is. Speaking of which, let's toss this. Feeling this one. Noise. Thud. Junk. I don't even know what that staff is, but I'm like 90% sure it's junk. That's not completely god-awful for a starter summoner staff, but again, I know there's much better stuff than that out there. So yeah, junk. Okay, so 3 more. Hopefully we'll get something good. Still sore from this weekend, doing all that work in the woods. I mean, I've opened up 9 chests before opening the gold chest, so I mean, I've had it down, so I'm assuming that last one was a mimic, and I mean, that's also going off of a big assumption. When the time I'm speaking, every single chest I opened was a noise, so there was no thud. So it's like, was there a thud or loud thud for the last chest? And I didn't get anything valuable out of that one either. So I mean, I assume there's always just one mimic, but I mean, it's kind of hard to prove. Because as soon as you open one, you get a mimic, you die. Or even if you happen to have a party and you killed it, you can't open any more chests after that. So I mean, it's kind of hard to prove if they randomly have, you know, multiple mimics or not. There's no real way to test it. I mean, yeah, no thuds guaranteed. Like I said, I've opened up 9 chests and gotten a noise. I mean, I could have opened up that last chest to see, oh, was that a thud or a mimic? But then that would have meant, if that last chest wasn't a mimic, then you have a chance of getting no mimics, which I don't think is possible. I wasn't willing to gamble and risk it at that point. It was like, I'm gonna open the gold chest at that point, but... It's just, yeah, there's no way to test or verify if you can potentially have more mimics. I feel like there's times where you could possibly have more than just one mimic, just because of, like, you getting it so early. I mean, like, so that's the 4th time out of how many orbs? There was, I had 9. So I had a total of 12 orbs. That is now, out of 12 times, I'm not even finished going all 12. I've had 4 times where the very first chest was a mimic. Going off of odds, that doesn't exactly add right if there's only one chest, you know, 1 out of 10. I mean, again, it's possible, but I do feel that there could be more than one mimic, just in guessing. But again, there's no real way to validate whether that's true or not. I could just, in theory, be getting really unlucky that it happened 4 times in a row. The only thing I don't like about this bandage is it doesn't stick well. Tracy won't be in tomorrow, so I can't ask her for more bandages. I always ask another charge nurse. Two more guys. And then, yeah, it's 11 o'clock. They do know how to mess with your head with RNG. They've been doing it ever since the beginning. People speculating how TH works, people speculating moon phases and drop rates and crafting directions and... Yeah, again, so that's 5 now. 5 first chests were mimics. And again, it still could be technically possible that there's only one, and somehow almost half the runs I've done, I've gotten a mimic first run. I mean, think about it. I think so I've gotten, what, 6 mimics? 5 of which were the first chest opened. The other one was whatever. I mean, it's recorded, so I can always go back and verify and validate this. So, what at least I'm experiencing. But again, sadly, there's no way to, you know, test or validate if there's multiple mimics. I can't think of any possible way you can test or validate it. Alright, so last orb. Could in theory do 2 Mars orbs, but nah, I'm gonna do Venus. I'd rather go for that higher tier. Oh. Feeling the back left one for some reason. Now I'm thinking about it, that one greatsword couldn't have been an ambuscade weapon because spinning slash isn't the quested weapon skill. Alright, I don't know why I'm feeling this one. Watch. Feeling it, but nothing at all. Alright, 4 left. Thud. It's a decent one to end it on. Opened a bunch of chests. So let's see if I got anything worthwhile. Sea Lord skin, that's worth a little bit of money, or at least it was on, what's it called? I threw away this sword out of the goblin box earlier, and this is junk. Even if they're somewhat useful, they're so easy to farm, it's not even funny. I mean, that's actually not bad. The 150 HP for Wyvern, if you were trying to build like a breath build, but again, Despair Finger Gauntlets, they are coming from Zeta. Most likely a tier 1, tier 2 at worst. They're going to be a joke to farm, so nothing really good out of that. A little bit of money, but Beryllium Orbs worth a little bit. But, yeah, screw this sword. Like I said, I literally threw one away earlier because I know I have multiple ones on mules. So, alright. Well, that was fun, guys. Playing with the RNG. Made a fair amount of gil. Now I get to spend years trying to sell all this stuff with my limited auction house space. That should be fun, taking all that time clearing all that out. But yeah, I'm exhausted. Haven't been getting much sleep the past few days, so I'm definitely going to end the stream and go to bed. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. And I will, just for a heads up, I will be streaming on Thursday, but I'm going to be starting early. I should probably schedule it. I'm going to be streaming from 7 to 9. I'm going to be ending at 9. I talked about doing a CP party. I'm not going to do that because I have a hard stop at 9 because I'm actually have a surprise birthday party for a friend that I'm going to. So we're supposed to do that at 10. So, like I said, so I'm gonna have a hard stop on this Thursday, and plus it'll be 7 to 9. I'll probably plan a CP party for Blue the following week for anyone who's interested in that. So just to give a heads up, I'll have to try and schedule the stream so everyone knows ahead of time. But good night, everyone, and may you have success in all you do.